What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please make sure you watch the whole thing through. So I want to catch up on some of the past fights that we've seen. First, let's start with UFC 265. All right, so that one was headlined by Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane. Now, I want to make sure everybody know I was 3-1 in my prediction. So I do want to do my humble brag, all right? I definitely want to also make it known that I did say Cyril Gane was going to be the person that gets the finish if anybody was to get the finish. It wasn't going to be Derek Lewis. And I also said he was going to outclass Derek Lewis. But before then, let me go ahead and tell you, let me give my L's. I don't want to be that person to just say, I'm right, and not bring up when I was wrong. And that is Angela Hill versus Tisha Torres. I was completely wrong. I will probably admit that I was being a homer because, like I said, she is a hometown fighter. She is from PG County, and I always root for her. And she's one of my favorite fighters anyways because her personality is just great. She was overmatched. Tisha Torres was just too good all over for her. I will say, though, I'm super impressed with Angela Hill's wrestling skills. She's improved a lot. And it sucks to say, but she's just in a very tough division. There's too many dogs in there, and I think that Angela Hill has hit her peak. She is older, and I don't think that she's going to be able to evolve enough to catch up with the elites of the elite. I think she will always be able to put on fun fights, entertaining fights that we do want to see because she brings the action. She always walks forward, hands up, but unfortunately, she keeps her head still. She's an easy target. She does take a lot of damage. She has a really good chin, but at the end of the day, when you fighting people that stick and move like a Tisha Torres, you're going to constantly lose. So yeah, I have to take humble pie with that. But let me go ahead and get back to my bragging. Vicente Luque, what I tell y'all? People wanted to doubt my mans. People thought this was a really, really bad matchup. And granted, on paper, it kind of was. But Vicente Luque is a dog. I'm telling you, he's in his prime. He's gotten so much better from the Ultimate Fighter to now. I'm so happy to see his growth. I think next, why are we not seeing him versus Jorge Masvidal? That needs to be the fight. That needs to be the next fight. Okay? If Leon is going to be next in the title shot, and if he's going to wait for Colby and Usman to fight, then Jorge needs a fight. He just got knocked the hell out. Why not fight Vicente Luque, who's going to sit there and stand with him? He don't have to worry about the wrestling with Vicente. We know what Vicente wants to do. And Jorge, we know what Jorge wants to do. Just call me up. Just let me know. When it happens, I'm buying. I'm sending my money. That needs to be a fight night main event. I don't want to see this on a UFC pay-per-view card. I want to see this on a fight night so we could build up Vicente Luque because I think he's going to knock the hell out of Jorge. So yeah, got to do my humble brag with that. Then next with Jose. I told you guys, man, when it comes to these 3-round fights, you're not beating Jose Aldo. It's just not, it's not going to happen. He's too fast. He's too elusive. His hands are still dynamite. I mean, his footwork is fire. And now he knows how to pace himself for these 3-round fights. 5 rounds, I'm still never, ever picking Jose because Jose isn't the finisher he used to be, but he still cracks. And at the end of the day, he's still a threat. So, but we already know his cardio is still not the greatest. 5-round fights, I don't think he could do anymore. 3 rounds, I'm honestly picking him versus 98% of that division. Ain't too many people going to beat him in a 3-round fight. All right. And Aldo is one of the people who would get whooped in a 3-round fight if he ever fought Jose, which is hilarious to think because he's like the second best in the world, third best in the world. What Jose's doing right now is phenomenal. He's one of the people that you can never say use steroids and abuse steroids because he has no layoff. He's been elite every year. Yes, he's had some bad fights where he got beat, which was, the Conor fight. And even the Max fight, he showed a lot. He just got worn out by a better fighter. Jose is phenomenal. And you love to see it. And I cannot wait to see who he fights next. If I was the UFC, I would definitely be interested in a TJ Dillashaw, but I don't want to see it because, like I said, if he fights TJ, it's more likely going to be a 5-round fight, and TJ will dominate in a 5-round fight. 3-round fight, I still think Jose will win, but I think the way to go is probably Dominic Cruz. And why? They're both legends. That's a fight that would have been a super fight if this happened in 2010. And it's a fight that everybody would love to see. And yes, Jose probably would dominate, but I would love to see that fight just for, legend's sake. Now, let's go to the main event. First of all, Ciryl Gane I already was a fan, but now I'm a bigger fan. Not just because he washed Derek Lewis, but the fact that he was in Houston, Texas, Derek Lewis's hometown, and came out to still tipping. Now, if you are not the most gangster dude in the world to come out to still tipping in Houston, and you not Derek Lewis, bro, that's the ultimate troll. I thought that was Derek Lewis at first, and I was like, that's Gane? Coming out to Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug? I said Slim Thug, I'm tripping. But, like, are you kidding me? So that made me a humongous fan. Then he put on one of the best performances you can possibly put on in the main event. Let me tell you guys, let me go ahead and give you guys the stats. All right. Ciryl Gane landed 104 shots total in the whole fight. Derek Lewis landed 8. What? 8. And it ain't like they fought for one round, bro. They fought multiple rounds. It got to the point that I was like, yeah, Derek Lewis needs help. Like, he's confused. There's nothing he can do right now. He's too slow. He doesn't have the striking accreditation to even get close enough to land his power strike. He can't even lure him in like he tries to do with a lot of fighters because Gane is just too smart. I try to tell you guys, Gane is for real. And if you really want to sit here and say that he cannot beat Francis Ngannou, you're just hating. I said this before. Ciryl Gane might be the best heavyweight in the entire world, including Francis. Francis is a freak of nature. We know he has the touch of death in his hand, way more than Derek Lewis. But when it comes to getting hit and not getting hit, we already know Gane is elite. When it comes to athleticism, Gane is elite. Even with his takedown, he can mix it up. There's so many threats when it comes to Ciryl Gane that makes him such a dangerous opponent. And he does have power. He can't knock you out. He can hurt you. We've seen it. He can submit you. We've seen it. So keep hating. But at the end of the day, this man is a serious problem. I cannot wait to see him fight Francis Ngannou. I do believe Ciryl Gane will also beat and finish Stipe Miocic if they fought. I would love to see them fight too. But yeah, man, heavyweight's got some contenders, man, and I'm excited for this division. You still got John Jones on the corner. Oh my gosh, man, I'm telling you, heavyweight is fun. It's fun. When last time we could say heavyweight division is fun? Like, I'm really excited. I mean, I'm talking about the division, not just one matchup, which was obviously like DC versus Stipe, and that's all we had, or JDS and Kane. Nah, we have multiple dogs in the heavyweight division. Excited. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is not MMA related. This is boxing related. We got the news, and it hurts my heart because we were supposed to see one of the pound for pound kings, Earl Spence, fight former pound for pound king Manny Pacquiao for the welterweight belt. Unfortunately, Earl Spence tore his retina, has a detached retina, and he was unable to fight. In my personal opinion, I think he had that detached retina. That torn retina. I think he had that probably weeks before. He just really just fought through it and thought he could fight through it. Then he got checked by the doctor, and the doctor said, bro, like, do you not understand what's happening in your eye? You don't need to fight. You can't fight. We're taking you out. And now he just recently had surgery. I'm only bringing this up because I'm getting sick and tired of people saying that Earl Spence is ducking. Bro, can we stop? Like, can we stop with everybody's ducking in boxing? Everybody does not duck in boxing. Do you not understand what it takes to be a champion, man? Especially like a legit champion, not these regular belt champions. I'm talking about these super champions. I'm not saying none of them have ever ducked and none of them have ever been scared, but we're talking about a guy who's on the pound for pound list, who has been on the pound for pound list for the past, 4 years? Who's also 27-0, who has dynamite in his hands, who's one of the most active fighters in boxing. And I'm not talking about active as far as it fights the most. I'm talking about in the boxing ring. He throws nothing but punches. One of the best jabs. Who's also a southpaw with Manny. So, it's not like he's ducking because he's a southpaw. He's also a southpaw. The bigger, stronger guy. The younger fighter. The guy who also fought Kell Brooks, who was in his prime in England. In what world is this guy ducking a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao, who's way past his prime? Yes, he beat Keith Thurman, but Earl Spence ain't Keith Thurman. The same fighter who fought Danny Garcia right after a death-defying accident. that could have ended his career. Fought Danny Garcia, who we all know is a great fighter. But for some odd reason, we want to believe Earl Spence is ducking Manny Pacquiao. Come on, bro. Like, y'all don't even believe that. Y'all just want to sit here and hype the beast up. I hope this fight gets remade. It more likely is not, because how boxing politics work. But I hope it does, just so we can like shut this up and I can show you guys literally what I said before, which was Earl Spence is going to knock Manny Pacquiao out because he's just too phenomenal right now. He's too much in his prime. He's too much of a dog. And he's a rangy, strong punch fighter, and it's not going to end well. But at the end of the day, that's how I feel about that. I really am upset that that fight is not happening. Oh, man, it hurt my heart. Boxing is taking some L's with this Tyson Fury, then the Manny Pacquiao. But we do have Shakira Stevenson, who's fighting Jamal Herring in October, which is going to be fire. We still have Anthony Joshua fighting Usyk. What else do we fight? Other boxing matches that are skipping my head. Rigondeaux just fought last week. Oh, that was one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. That was awful. But yeah, like boxing has been taking some L's lately, but we have some fights coming soon that should live up to the hype. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please make sure you subscribe and like. Follow me on social medias at Showtime Sanders. Tell me what you think about everything I just said. But as always, be blessed, and thank you for watching.